What's up, guys? AB Investments is back with you. Hopefully everyone had a great 3-day weekend. You know, tomorrow we go back to work, and by going back to work, you know what I mean. Messing with these institutions, these hedges. If we already got our positions in, we have no pressure. We're just holding and waiting for them to be ready to pay us, because clearly that whole year and a half was never a battle between us and them. It was nothing but, as I explained in my last 2 videos, theoretically, I think that they have been planning all this all along, and then toward the end of it, which is in phase 3, which is now, they'll see how much, out of millions and millions of people, maybe a few will make some money. That's their plan, by the way. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but that's what their overall plan is. They got us in a drought for a year and a half almost, and now it's all about who lasted. Whoever didn't, they already took their money. Their plot was to throw all these straps all around. That's why, because if you think on it, guys, if every meme stock, which is like, what is around like 30, 40, 50 of them maybe, who knows, like I don't know exact number, I just know my plays. If each community has a bracket and they're going for it, and that's part of the questionnaire that I put on the community tab earlier. If, for hypothetically speaking, if AMC alone was to go to, whatever certain number, let's say, hypothetically speaking, I'm not insinuating it will go there. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, so neither that this is financial advice. But if AMC alone was to go to the thousands, like the tens of thousands, or the 15s and the 20s, or whatever, the 30,000s, if we know that DTCC has a $70 trillion policy, 1 or 2 plays like that would take all that policy up. Like GME and AMC alone could take all that policy up by themselves. And I'm not trying to lower the expectations or heighten them, and by all means. What I'm saying is that in everything in life, there is balance. They are counting on you to tip the scales to their favor, not in our favor, in your favor. So that's what they're taking it down to. It's a final showdown in phase 3. Their technical analysis and their psychological research that they've been doing on retail investors have told them that we cannot handle fear. They know the numbers, and this is the advantage that they have. They know, because they talk to each other as well, how much synthetics and how many shares are shorted. They know everything, while we are stuck with what they want to report to us. So kind of like, how the theory of us not believing into that number is not real. Well, they know the real number, and that's the advantage that they got on us. But one thing we do know is that it's so many shares that are overly printed and that are short on this. So what it really comes down to, and this is why I say we could do the greatest reverse psychology ever, from the lower class, which is, again, lower class isn't money-wise, but the lower class, in my opinion, is obviously the better class. They are the real humans. They are the real people that write history and make it. If you've seen it, guys, if you know history, you know how it's always the people that become really wealthy are always people that come from poor or humble beginnings, I would say. Poor is not a man who's poor financially. If you think that is financially is what makes you rich or poor, then you're a poor person. You're mentally, psychologically, in every possible way. So it's not about how much money you have that makes you rich or poor. rich and poor is all on the inside, in your brain, in your heart. So without further ado, guys, remember, when they need what we have, we are the ones that control this. I wish people can come up with an idea on how to somehow, well, and then again, we can't, because, you know, this is what they're getting investigated for right now. Those swaps, those talking to each other, illegal investing, basically. They're trying to make a case saying that we are doing the same thing they're doing. How come they get to talk to each other on social media? Why can't we? Well, we all know that that's not equal, because these guys are working in an institutional way. And they are obviously illegally, when they're contacting each other, they're making like crazy blocks amounts of investment. And believe it or not, even that is not what's killing us, really. Excuse me. It's the fact that these guys are actually using it on dark, like doing dark pool transactions. And from what I've understood from the rumors out there, is that they're buying blocks from each other on the dark pool, whether they're synthetic or real, and then they're coming on the real market and dumping them on the real market. Whether that's true or not, that is not going to be the case for forever, because as much as they want it to be forever, doesn't matter who's on their side. I'm not making any conspiracies here. They can't keep it like that, because the whole market is hostage, guys, for a whole year and a half. Now that the setup, the movie, the everything is all finished. Now it's about the conclusion. Who is going to come out on top, us or them? One thing, and most important thing, the shares that they need, we have them. So do make what you want to make with that, you know. But if you're holding, if I'm holding something and I know everyone needs it out there, or a certain, and there's like a really low, like high demand for it, but there's really low supply, then, and I have some of that supply, then the price just goes up. Look at gold, look at oil. The crazy thing is that their supply is not going less. The supply is still the same, but just because there's possibility or fear that it will, like war and things like that will come out, these things are going up in price because currencies would dump in value. So even that, guys, see, here's that, this is another crazy thing. Even that is not a long-term thing. So that's just for some of those smart, I think I'm smart, or smart wannabe brains. This is different than the previous old you know, pumps and dumps, and like when there's a catastrophe, oil and gold goes up. Well, this is not, we're not there yet, until, like, what gauges how bad things will be is what is coming up. The mother of all squeezes is not for one play. The mother of all squeezes is for all the plays. And depending on how they go and how they play out, that's what will determine how bad the market correction will be. You know, I mean, you can see how they're pumping and dumping the crypto non-stop, week after week. Now it's down like this, but you remember how just last week it started pumping up again and went back up to the above 40 and now back down. Yesterday it went up like 4% and now it dumped back down and is lower even. So guys, it's all about money making. These guys are making enough money to try to pay us just in case things go south away from their favor. So if that's the case, all we have to do, guys, is find our brackets, see how the market starts, where it starts from. If you see the same pattern of control, I told you before in my very first videos, guys. In fact, I'm gonna cut this right here and I'm just gonna make a short video that should answer like some of your concerns about where things could go. Okay, much love.